I just had a question on, what was the number of abatement applications that the city saw this year?
Well, Mr. Lassard said 79 since December of 2017.
And are those,
Approved. Not how many they saw.
Well, that's true. Well, Mr. Lassard, I don't want to speak for you, so if you could go to the microphone.
If that was your question.
What was the comment that you made?
How many applications did you process, not necessarily how many got abated?
I think 79 was the number that were abated. There were a bunch that was denied, but I can't really tell you how many that was.
Do you have like a ratio approximately?
I would say that in terms of the denial, it might have been in the vicinity, maybe between 1 and 2 dozen. I honestly don't know, because obviously some of them were done prior to my coming,
Understandable.
just as some of the 79 were.
Councilor Kolowski?
do you know the dollar amount that the city either abated or, in terms the city lost? How much money did we lose?
In that same time, I'm sorry, I don't have that number in my head. I'm gonna guess it was 400,000 or 500,000. Maybe it was more
I
than
think,
that.
no, it was, when you said 79 were abated since 2017 during the September 19th meeting, the total number was 980,000.
Okay.
The reason I ask these questions is because as we're wrestling with this, there's a bigger picture to me. Like, as the state law reads, we're supposed to fairly tax individuals. And I think, frankly, we've done a really piss poor job of that for many, many years.
Yep.
And I don't know the solution. I don't know we're wrestling with it. But when you're preparing a case before the Board of Land and Tax Appeals or Superior Court, nothing plays in your favor is not having somebody that can go fight that fight for you. So at the end of the day, a contracted service that is here or may not be here, or obtaining a qualified applicant is very important. And any decision that I would render in doing such, again, wouldn't be for one particular person and changing a grade for that person, but it also is in no way trying to slight the efforts of trying to do what's right by the DPW or any other union. But it's something, frankly, we've lost a lot of money in the past, just the 8 years I've sat up here, and even prior. I was the kid that watched politics, but this isn't something new to this city. And the law says what we're supposed to do, and every year we frankly keep getting our rear handed to us. And then on top of that, I mean, other municipalities, I have Keene up in front of me, but number one, ensure that property of all types in the city is valued fairly, impartially, and equitably in relationship to all of the property. So no taxpayer pays more than his fair share, no less than his fair share of property taxes. We are lousy at that.
Well, I think we've all agreed that the process is not the correct process here. And
May I?
yes,
I just want to say that there is an effort right now to try to solve that, and that is through going through this revaluation that has been contracted and started. But it is critical that there be oversight of that company that's doing the revaluation. 2 days a week is impossible time for that to happen. That's all I've been able to be here. And so if you do continue to contract out with somebody else, then I would certainly urge you to have much more than 2 days a week, because there are so many things that are not getting done because Kim and I can only do so much, and especially with me here 2 days a week. But she is working her heart out to keep things going there. And it just, if you have someone else that's not here close to full time, it's going to be overwhelming for her. And so that's all I just wanted to say, that 2 days a week isn't enough, and that the reval, if it's properly overseen, will solve the problem that you've been talking about. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. McNutt?
So again, I mean, really all I have to say is what Joe just said. It's very critical that we get a qualified assessor. I spent a lot of time trying to get somebody to agree to come and be the qualified assessor for the city. This is probably the highest qualified person I spoke to out of all of them. I don't think their request is unreasonable. We're not making the request to change the organization of that division. I wanted that to be a recommendation of the person, because